physical activity is a process and a contextual experience where people can have opportunities to have psychological needs met. So feelings of competence, so feeling that you are improving or learning a new skill, that sense of control by being able to identify a time during the day to exercise and then being able to exercise. It's something that you can control as well. And I think also there can be opportunities for social interaction as well, even though you're during these times of physical distancing, whether it's socially interacting with family, it's another kind of opportunity for those types of interactions to occur. So I think the psychological benefits are very much in related to the experience of being physically active. Now, of course, there's all kinds of potential biochemical mechanisms as well that could be occurring. I think often the first thing that people think of is endorphins, and does it release endorphins, and does exercise release endorphins, and then we have this feel-good kind of factor that occurs. And I think those types of mechanisms are certainly plausible, but they're probably more likely to operate at higher intensities or volumes of physical activity. But we know that we see psychological benefits of quite modest doses of physical activity through walking, for example, where we think that maybe things like endorphin release is perhaps not going to be as prominent. So I think there are a range of different mechanisms. I think physically as well, we know that physical activity is very good for improving the functioning of the immune system and for reducing inflammation. We know that physical activity is very important for other physical health, people with physical health concerns, that it's useful for preventing and treating heart disease, diabetes, and so on. So it's working at a physical level as well as a psychological. And I think if you wrap all these together, you get quite a powerful behavioral tool for helping us feel good. I think it's what we're guessing, and you may have seen there's been some data released by Fitbit about the activity levels of people. And I think there's actually almost, in some respects, an increase in purposeful exercise, that people are consciously planning and doing exercise, whereas perhaps they're less habitually physically active. So that, you're less likely to be walking to work and taking the stairs at work and accumulating activity, but you're more consciously saying, right, at 3:00, I'm going to go and exercise, I'm going to use this app, and then you go and do it. So in some respects, perhaps we'll see an increase in exercise. So exercise is a much more structured type of physical activity versus habitual physical activity, so walking to get to and from places. So potentially an increase in exercise, but a decline in that habitual physical activity. Because, I think for me, I've never done yoga before, but now I do it every day because it's something different and new, which I wouldn't have done before.